I gotta admit, I was surprised by the reaction my previous video received. Full disclosure, I knew reviewing a superhero movie would provoke a lot of people. After making roughly 70 odd videos, I've learned that there are two things that absolutely drive people mental. Anything having to do with DEI, people lose their minds over culture war criticisms, and surprisingly, comic book movies. I felt a bit of heat when I reviewed The Crow because there are some lunatics that think it's a perfect movie and won't stand for even the slightest critique. I'm talking about the original, by the way. Everyone agrees that the new one is laughably terrible, but yeah, apparently the original is flawless. Okay, and I took a bit more flack when I reviewed Captain America: Brave New World. Most sane people agree that it's awful, but there were a fair number of comments from people who insisted on it being a good movie. Hold on, excuse me for 1 second. But last week I reviewed Superman, and wow, what a circus that turned out to be. Granted, I haven't been doing these videos for that long, so I'm sure there are more divisive movies out there. I just wasn't expecting the reaction I got.
Move this man!
The comments were an equal mix of "I love it" or "it was the worst movie ever," with a splash of hatred for either James Gunn or Zack Snyder. Oh, and a few people getting upset with me for having a meh opinion about the whole thing. And what can I say? I loved it. Not the movie, the reaction. I was having the time of my life. It was like seeing someone fall into the gorilla enclosure at a zoo. You're terrified and you want to jump in and help them get out, or at the very least call for help. But you also kind of want to sit back and see what happens, because you know it's going to be exciting as all hell. That being said, I'm not here to cause chaos.
Thank you so much.
Sometimes people are going to disagree with each other, and sometimes folks are going to be in complete agreement, which I thought would have been the case with my recent War of the Worlds video. But no, even movies as bad as that have legitimate fans.
Nobody cares! These movies are terrible!
So this week I wanted to make a video that would unite rather than divide. A video where we could unanimously agree on something and come together as a community.
You know how stupid that sounds, right?
A video that addresses the fact that yes, Pete Davidson's face does indeed look like an asshole.
Oh, he's got a face that, resembles an asshole in a way.
That's amazing. Why would you ever want to be a cop?
Will you try being a math nerd in a family full of cops, all right? I don't want to be a cop. I just want my family to love me.
Alright, in this video I'm talking about The Pickup, which is a 2025 action heist comedy directed by Tim Story. And I want to make sure you guys understand that when I say action heist comedy, I'm putting the word comedy in quotes and rolling my eyes so hard that it gives me a migraine and makes me a little bit dizzy. I'll accept that this is an action movie, and I'll begrudgingly agree that it fits into the crime heist genre. But to call it a comedy is insulting to everyone with a sense of humor.
This shit is not going to work.
Well, I guess you better do your job so damn good they don't ask you no questions then.
How do you make a movie with 3 comedians and walk away with 0 jokes? Sorry, slight correction. The Pete Davidson's face looking like an asshole joke was moderately funny.
But we both know that's not true, right?
And did I say 3 comedians? My bad. Another slight correction. 2 comedians. It stars 2 comedians and an SNL hack.
That's not fair, dude.
Actually, can we still call Eddie Murphy a comedian? I loved Raw and Delirious back in the day, and his SNL stuff and 80s movies were great, but I don't know. I'll just say that the movie stars 1 comedian and let you guys duke it out in the comments over which one qualifies. Now, where was I? Oh right, The Pickup stars Eddie Murphy, Pete Davidson, Keke Palmer, Andrew Dice Clay, and Eva Longoria. And it's yet another notch on Amazon's bedpost of subpar cinematic dreck. Yo, let's get this show on the road!
Let's get this show on the road. Guy wants to watch an Amazon movie on the big screen. If it was good enough to put into theaters, they would have put the fucking movie into theaters. Jesus Christ.
The movie starts out with Pete Davidson as rookie armored truck guard Travis Stoley during a routine bank pickup. He meets Zoe, who kind of flirts with him before trying to pass him her digits. Red flag number 1 right there.
You should read this.
But Travis is an idiot and thinks she's trying to rob the bank.
Put your hands up!
What?
So he goes mental and starts waving his gun around in a wild panic. Zoe manages to defuse the situation.
Bring it on down and read the note.
And later that night, the two unlikely lovebirds go out for drinks.
Get the f out of here.
Travis can't believe his luck, and Zoe wants to jump his bones. Red flag number 2. Meanwhile, Eddie Murphy's Russell Pierce, a veteran guard working for the same company as Travis, gets ready for work. Let's just pause this for a rapid fire. Russell and his wife, Natalie, have been married for 25 years. Today is their 25th anniversary. Russell is also planning on retiring from his job in 6 months once they've saved enough money to open a bed and breakfast. And Eva Longoria's Natalie is a saucy, Spanish-speaking firecracker. Russell has secretly had his wife's wedding ring reset as an anniversary present, and for some reason decides to take it with him on the job. He's pretty upset when he finds out he's been assigned a route that might make him late for his anniversary dinner with his wife. He's also upset that he's been partnered with rookie goofball Travis. But Travis is confident that they can make it work because...
You know I aced the precision driving portion of my Metro PD test, right?
Well, that's not true, because if that was true, you'd be a cop.
Oh yeah, and he flunked the test to become a police officer, which is why he's doing the whole security guard thing. Elsewhere, 2 low-life criminals, Banner and Miguel, wait for their boss in an abandoned factory. It turns out their boss is none other than Zoe. Shocker. She's planned, if we can call it that, an assault on Travis and Russell's armored truck. There's a stretch of road that runs through a dead zone, and Zoe's crew intends on taking advantage of the communication outage to rob the truck. During their routine pickups, Travis and Russell are contacted by Andrew Dice Clay's Clark, the owner of the security truck service. He's been informed about Travis's unprofessional behavior at the beginning of the movie and fires the rookie driver over the radio.
So go for Trav.
Did you go into a First Atlantic branch on Friday and pull a gun on someone? They pulled that contract on every First Atlantic branch. It's done.
But there's no time to deal with that now. The armored truck enters the dead zone and is immediately set upon by Zoe, Banner, and Miguel. Luckily, Travis isn't the only idiot in this movie, and Zoe's ridiculous plan is unsuccessful. The security guards manage to give their thieving pursuers the slip, but not for long. They stop to patch a leak in the front passenger tire and tear out of there as soon as Zoe's crew finds them. At which point we get another long, drawn-out, and mind-numbingly boring action sequence, with Miguel jumping onto the back of the truck and cutting his way through the doors. Travis and Russell know he's back there. They know he's trying to torch his way in. And at no point do they think to slam on the brakes so that Zoe's car would crash into their ass and kill Miguel. At the very least, it would probably knock him off. Instead, Russell decides that maybe if they give these guys the money they're carrying, they'll be left alone. And that's when Russell and Travis discover that most of the crap that they've got in the truck is contraband and not cash. And there's a monkey.
That's a squirrel monkey. They're illegal from Costa Rica. They have huge balls.
A monkey that is repeatedly referenced throughout the rest of the movie for no f***ing reason whatsoever.
It wasn't a dream, and it will happen again.
Russell starts throwing money out the back of the truck, soon noticing the dye packs wrapped around the cash. So he starts throwing stacks of cash like grenades and manages to distract Banner into flipping his truck. Miguel finally makes his way inside and, after a short tussle with Russell, gets dispatched with another dye pack. But this dye pack is pink because the filmmakers want to make a terrible joke a little bit later on in the movie. Stop! Stop the movie, please.
Stop the movie, start the movie, stop the movie. This fucking guy.
I don't think I can do it. I'm not even halfway through this mess, and I want to throw myself in front of that truck. Good call. Thanks, Clippy. Zoe jumps from her exploding car, takes Travis and Russell prisoner, and then makes them help her with her heist plan. You see, she wasn't after the money in the armored truck, she was after the armored truck itself.
The truck.
Wait, that truck? Our truck?
Banner and Miguel team up to take down Zoe because she left them behind. Zoe and her hostage crew take the armored truck to a chop shop so that Marshawn Lynch can fix it up and add an RFID transponder. While they're waiting, Zoe, Travis, and Russell go out for pancakes, and Zoe explains that the plan is to use the armored truck to rob a casino in Atlantic City.
How to steal an active armored truck, that was the impossible part, but I already figured it out. So now we get to do the easy part.
Are you serious?
Zoe then tries to justify stealing money by insinuating it all belongs to corrupt people, so hey, it's not immoral to steal it.
Those people whose money you move around, how do you think they make theirs?
Man, she's a real modern-day Robin Hood. And Russell finds out that Travis is responsible for Zoe getting the inside information on their pickup route.
You're the inside man? Oh, it's you?
No.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Yes. No.
And shortly thereafter, we get that joke I mentioned previously.
Look like a motherfucking gender reveal party or something.
Zoe explains that this whole heist is a revenge mission based on an implausible scenario. The premise being that when this casino has a fire, the building goes into lockdown. The vault would close and the security guards posted within it would suffocate and die.
My dad worked security there for 17 years.
She's planned this heist for years because her father, caught in this exact scenario, tried to be a hero and save the vault guards from certain death.
And he ran to hold the doors long enough for them to escape, but he didn't get out in time.
Which makes zero f***ing sense. Listen, I know casinos are terrible and corrupt and yada yada yada, but the idea that the default scenario for any fire emergency in the casino is for the vault to close with guards inside of it who would almost immediately die of asphyxiation? Well, that's some ultra high quality horse shit. There's no f***ing way. And there's no f***ing way that Russell's wife would track down her husband on the job, but sure enough, here she is.
Hey, Mama, you need to leave.
Oh, you couldn't make it back on time?
Natalie is taken hostage with the others and can't believe that her husband would have the gall to actually try to do the job he was hired to do.
Wait, have they been trying to be heroes?
Girl, yes.
Oh.
What is that? What is that, a man thing?
Oh. No. They rob the casino with minimal effort. Banner and Miguel ambush Zoe and her hostages at another abandoned factory. Zoe takes off with the money. Banner takes off with Natalie. Russell and Travis kill Miguel and chase Banner. The truck catches fire. Zoe saves Russell and Travis. And Natalie knocks out Banner. Zoe then flies off into the sunset, and Russell explains everything to the police, and they're all like, cool, yeah, no worries, all good.
Russell told me everything. You really stepped up today, Rook. Good for you.
And then 6 months later, Zoe is beaching it up in Bali while Travis is becoming a police officer, who then immediately quits to go live it up with her, and they send Russell a ton of money to help with their bed and breakfast business. The movie ends with Andrew Dice Clay berating a museum curator about the condition of that stupid f***ing monkey. The end.
Excuse me, sir. The manager would like a word with you.
Where do we even begin with a movie like The Pickup? As far as technical proficiency goes, it has the veneer of a professional production. The cinematography is relatively competent. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's good, but it's not terrible. The story, however, is painfully derivative.
Should have been a red flag.
The plot is extremely weak, with so many holes that it should come with a warning for people with trypophobia. I'm not joking. I get the impression the script was cranked out in less than 24 hours, and nobody bothered to proofread it.
I mean, who holds a hostage at gunpoint?
There's no character development. The acting is awful.
Hey, you all right?
No.
The jokes, if we can even call them that, are cringe and dated. The pacing is laborious, and the resolution is eye-rolling, cliched garbage. This is one of those movies that makes me hate everyone involved in its production. It's a waste of time with zero redeeming qualities. And what really drives me nuts is that there's going to be a portion of the population that thinks it wasn't that bad. They'll say things like, "It's not the greatest movie, but it wasn't meant to be." Which is one of the dumbest things someone can say. Oh, it wasn't meant to be the greatest movie of all time? Really? And that puts it above criticism? It's the same rationale people use to dismiss criticism of kids' movies. Oh, it's just a kids' movie. Leave it alone. It's just some stupid entertainment for children. No, dumbass. If anything, children's content should be criticized to a higher extent. We should be aiming to provide the highest quality content for children. Why would you be okay with putting stupid shit in front of kids. And no serious filmmaker is making their movie with the intention of it being the greatest. I'm sure there are writers and directors who think their shit doesn't stink, but the notion that you can dismiss garbage like this because it quote-unquote wasn't meant to be great is just asinine. I'm sure Tim's story didn't set out to make something this bad. I'm sure that wasn't the intention. Maybe he didn't think much of the script and didn't bring his A game, but I don't think the intention was to make something this bland and stupid.
Tough call.
Everyone involved tried to make a fun heist movie and failed miserably. I'm gonna make a bold statement here, a real hot take, if you will. But rather than watching this movie again, I would rather sit through War of the Worlds. Movies that are that bad at least have the ability to entertain. And for folks who still don't understand this concept, let me illustrate with a comparison. Reality TV. Shows like American Idol or The X Factor or other— oh god, I think I just threw up in my mouth. Where was I? Shows like American Idol or The X Factor or other crap like that. What do they put on camera? Who do they feature to appeal to the viewing audience? They feature extremely talented individuals and extremely untalented individuals.
Cheap base! Cheap base!
They don't show a lot of average people. They show the best and the worst.
Cheap base! Cheap base! I'm
Thank you.
wasted by the wasted.
Thank you.
Why? Because the extremes are entertaining. Literally no one would watch those shows if they just focused on a whole bunch of average performers. The problem with The Pickup is that it's a bad movie, but not bad enough to be entertaining. It's just boring and derivative and not fun by any metric. Hell, most of you probably didn't even know it existed. I've watched it twice and I can guarantee you I won't remember it a few weeks from now.
Lovely, you made my day. Thank you so much.
Utterly forgettable content. And in my opinion, that's the worst condemnation a movie can get.
Sounds like a colossal screw up.
I was wondering when you were gonna show up. No, okay, hold on. I still don't understand what you're saying.
He says he doesn't appreciate your negativity. He says he liked the movie. He thought it was entertaining.
All right, well, tell him he's an idiot.
He says he can understand you just fine and doesn't appreciate your condescending, holier-than-thou attitude and your know-it-all opinions. And he also says he thinks you look like a saggy, wrinkled piece of
Wait, what? He said all of that with one roar?
No, most of that was me. He just thinks you're a jerk.
Hey, look at me. I'm an usher.
I think I'm done reviewing these kinds of movies for a while, at least in the regular format.
Do I enjoy it? No. But you gotta play the hand you're dealt, so.
Maybe I'll throw out some short-form reviews for middling streaming trash like this. We'll see. These half-assed streaming movies are so synonymous with failure and mediocrity that reviewing them feels like beating a dead horse. Here's what my review for this movie should have looked like. The Pickup. It's a 2025 action heist comedy. It was made by Amazon. That's it. That's all I needed to say. Every single one of you would know exactly what that meant. I think the only time it's necessary to elaborate is when a movie comes out on a streaming service and bucks the trend. Like, what's the name of that movie? That one with the, oh man. Why can't I think of a single, well listen, I'm sure there are some decent streaming movies. They can't all be terrible, right? Right?
Wait, so that's it? That's the end?